Show on Star 106, and joining me this morning, we have Beast Mode, Darrius Flowers here. I love the nickname. You are newly minted into the UFC, won a UFC contract on Dana White's Contender Series, and you call Mason City home. Welcome to the Joe Show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Yes, I definitely call Mason City home.
And now talk to me about Dana White's Contender Series. This is where up-and-comer fighters go to try and win their way in, basically, to the UFC.
Yeah, it's like the Olympic trials of MMA, or like the NFL draft, so to say, of MMA. It's how you get into the big leagues, with the UFC being like the number one league by far, with nobody coming close, you know what I mean? So it's pretty big deal. I think I'm the only guy in Iowa that's in the UFC currently. I know some guys that's from Iowa that's still in the UFC, but
you're based here in Iowa,
right in Mason City. So
that is awesome. Now, how did you decide? When did you decide I want to punch people for a living?
I always kind of like wanted to punch people. I didn't know
in the ring, right?
Yeah, in the ring though, like. Probably like watching Uriah Faber fight back in the day, like when I was in college, or on the wrestling team.
Okay. All right. Now, when it comes to your fight on Dana White's Contender Series, this was a couple of weeks back, back in August, I think it was. Mm-hmm. You went in, had a first-round victory, and a lot was said during the press conference afterwards about your fight. Mm-hmm. Like Dana White was saying your name. Yeah. And talking about how you said what you were going to do. I think if I can quote him close to accurately, you said, I was going to smash this dude. Yeah. And then you smashed this dude. And he's like, how can I not give him a contract after that? Tell me about what it was like making a clip that's gone viral, picking up a guy. He was trying to do like an arm bar on you. You picked him up and basically Undertaker tombstoned him and ended the fight.
Well, the whole thing is super surreal. It always happens like this for me, you know what I mean? Especially when I'm tuned in and focused. As far as the move itself, like I've been wrestling my whole life, you know what I mean? So that was like natural, second nature. People don't see it, in MMA, but like that's just things. That's something you do, you know what I mean? Like you body slam somebody if they're, you know what I mean, holding on, or if they're trying to choke you or whatever. So that was just kind of common for myself. It's not the first time that I've got to finish like that, nor is it the first time I've hurt somebody or hurt their shoulder,
slamming them down like
pretty
that. Much. What was your reaction when he tapped, you won, and then finding out that you got the contract to the UFC?
I was just happy, man. I was just super stoked. I was thankful, you know what I mean, because God played a big part in that, you know what I mean, the way everything led up, you know what I'm saying? But I was just stoked, full of adrenaline, happy that, like, because I prayed, I always pray, but I prayed that I would come out uninjured, like I always do. And that's what I was probably the happiest about, is coming out to fight uninjured and, just getting the win, getting the victory. And like I told Dana that I was going to do something cool for him. So, like, that was it. It happened. You know what I mean? So
that was pretty cool. I mean, the clip took off almost immediately. Yeah, going viral online.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure you've got a number of ats.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're talking with Darrius Beast Mode Flowers this morning on the Joe Show. More of our conversation coming up in just a little bit. Stick with us. Joe Show on Star 106. UFC fighter, Mason City resident, Darrius Beast Mode Flowers is our guest this morning. Where does Beast Mode come from?
One of my fans, probably in my beginning of my amateur career, and they were like, man, dude, you're Beast Mode or whatever. And I'm like, I really liked it. And I'm like, damn, like, you know what? Like, I kind of do, because at the time, like, my mentality, which I would, like, I'm not boasting or bragging about it, but, like, I was, like, my mentality was, like, in a darker place, and I just, was, like, always going into, like, modes. When it was time to fight, I'd be a different person,
Game face.
Yeah, game face. Just couldn't, I was locked in, and it just kind of stuck with me, and it it fits because it's the way I fight. You know what I mean? I'm pretty explosive, and I go into these spurts and these modes, and it's just like I'll be locked in. So that's where it came from. Somebody gave it to me, and I stuck with it.
As a PA announcer for a side hustle, it would be super fun to say that. Darrius, Beast Mode Flowers.
I know, right?
It just sounds fun to say, you know? Now, I want to talk a little bit. I was looking at some of your social media stuff before you were getting ready for the Contender Series fight. You were doing a lot of training, getting into shape, right?
Absolutely.
Like, and what do you do to get into shape? Because you lost how much weight getting ready for this fight?
Getting ready for this fight.
Getting back into shape for 2022 or whatever it was. Yeah,
I started back like training in December with Derek from Chiron CrossFit here in Mesa City. But overall, I was about 230, and then my last fight I was 170, so I lost 60 pounds.
That's nearly 25% of your body weight.
Yeah, in 9 months, I should say.
Wow. Well, and is that just work?
Well,
eat good?
Yeah. So as far as the training, it was 2 to 3 times a day. At one point, I was doing vegan, but I wouldn't necessarily say like I've been dieting and eating great. I've been just working out a lot and you're just staying consistent. Honestly, like the more I stay consistent, the more I would see my body change. Like it wasn't like overnight; it'll be like months later. Like damn, I'm leaning out again. You know what I mean?
Okay. Now, how long does it take you to get ready for a fight? Because earlier this year, you had 3 fights in less than a month. As far as recovery and preparation, how does that work?
Well, like I said, like I always pray that I come out uninjured, and I always prepare to fight in a way that I'm not getting hurt, and also prepare in a way to control the situation to where I'm winning the fight and I'm not getting hurt. Like the whole game plan is to hit and not get hit, especially with boxing. But in MMA, you know, it's a lot of guys that like to go to war, and I don't like go to war. It's a job, you know what I mean? Got to go back to work and train again on Monday. So you just have to like approach the game in a smart sense and still be aggressive and still get the job done. Try to have as least injuries as possible, even if you have a long fight, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose, you know, the less you can get hit,
right,
the sooner you can get back into it.
Exactly.
Now, do you know when your next fight is going to be?
They're saying like a short notice 170 fight by November, but maybe we'll have a lightweight fight December. Hopefully something this year, though.
Okay, and that would be with the UFC.
Absolutely. Okay. My next 4 fights would be for the UFC 100%. But we got a good relationship with the UFC, me and my manager. So, like, you know, we do good in the next couple fights. We get a new contract. And
who's top guy in 170 right now? Who do you got to take out to win a belt?
Leon Edwards is the top guy. But I'm going to like I said, I'm going down to 155 next.
Oh, okay.
And nobody's the champion. But Charles Oliveira is number 1. He was name. The champion, but he missed weight, so he lost his belt.
Okay, so it's up for the taking.
Pretty much.
Awesome. Darrius Flowers, how do we find you on social media? Stay connected and get, you know, alerts on your fights and all that sort of stuff.
You can follow me on Facebook, Darrius Flowers, or Instagram, Darrius_Beast_Mode_Flowers, or Twitter, Beast Mode Fights.
Okay. Excellent. Darrius Beast Mode Flowers, best of luck to you. It's super excited to be able to root for a Mason City guy on a worldwide stage doing something that's just fun to watch. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you for having me, Joe. I really appreciate it.